in to another episode of In the Kitchen with the Breakfast Brothers. I'm Luscious Barbie, and I'll be guiding through today's episode. I'm so excited to present today's guest. On today's episode, we have Rodney Baker of Hot Rod Connects. And now, the moment that we've all been waiting for. The man in the kitchen, connecting the dots from entertainment to food, giving us wisdom every day. Give it up for our host, Ricky Booker.
Welcome to a brand new episode of In the Kitchen with the Breakfast Brothers. I'm your host, Ricky Booker. There are so many things in the world that brings us together. Good food, little conversation does it every time. And In the Kitchen with the Breakfast Brothers, we love feeding your soul. Today's guest, he's an entrepreneur and also the founder and CEO of Hot Rod Connects. He connects all the dots in the DFF Fort Worth area. Let's give a warm welcome for Rodney Baker. What's up with you, brother? Here you go. Finally got you in the building. That's what's up. Man, you got so much going on. I got so many questions to ask. But you know, I always got to start with this. Somebody always messing up in the kitchen. Let's talk about your small disaster.
Yeah, a couple things. It's not dealing with cooking though.
Okay.
I had a kind of went down in the kitchen. I was like 13, and I put a plate of food in the oven. A plate with food.
Yeah.
In the oven, and I went to the bathroom. Next thing you know, my brother's running because it's popping in the house. Pop, 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 pop.
Plate and everything.
When we ran, got the food out because it was like a little fire. He's like, man, what you doing, man? Get the plate out the. Why you gonna put a plate in the kitchen in the oven, man? Put it in the microwave.
You didn't know you was 13.
I was 13 then, and then years back, my mom was cooking pork chops in the kitchen. Me and my brother was fighting. She's like, y'all get out the kitchen. We fighting. He swing me. I fell, hit a chair, chipped my tooth. So I chipped my tooth in the 4th grade. And so my tooth was chipped from 4th grade all the way throughout college. And I said, Mama, it's gonna grow back. She said, yeah, baby, it's gonna grow back. It never grew back.
So you had to go.
I had to go get it fixed. My wife said, go get your tooth fixed back.
So yeah, you had to go. You get.
And that happened in the kitchen.
Yeah, you had to get your smile right. You got to stay out the kitchen now. Well, it's too late. You look like you already. look like me. Me both be in the kitchen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like Levert, man, big and sexy. They like it that way, especially in the wintertime. But when it comes summer, they tell you, baby, you're gonna have to lose some weight. It's too hot. No, man. But I want to talk to you, man, a little bit about. You have so many elements and rolling pieces to what you do. It's amazing. Let's talk a little bit about how you get started in the booking agency.
It's actually crazy. When I was in college at Texas A&M University, Commerce, in my fraternity, I'm an Alpha. And so we had put together a big step show. We were trying to do a fundraiser for the chapter called the Cold War Step Show. And I got in contact with a guy named Braxton. His company was called Sphinx Management Group. And so got in contact with him, and so we booked Rashida, Pretty Willie through him. And so we just kept talking, and I was like, man, what do you do? He said, man, I have my own booking agency. I said, well, how do you make money? He said, if you have the client, and you book a client, so if the client is $20,000, you charge 10% commission, 15%, 20% commission, and you make the money. I said, that easy? He said, yeah, but the hardest part of the business is getting the clients.
Yeah.
So I met with him, I booked comedians through him, kept booking, graduated. People would always call me for contacts, and I had them. I would just give it to people. Now I remember what my guy told me, and so I said, man, I need to start my own celebrity booking agency, marketing agency. And I had so many contacts, I was already equipped to do it, and it just went from there. And it's crazy because I could book an artist for $30,000. Once he get booked, it's $3,000 check come to the business just like that.
Just think about it if you did it 10 times.
Correct.
The numbers add up. So you got to the point where the light bulb lit up, and then you had a personality for it too as well. So once you got to that point, you start booking the artists. So how did it end up? I know sometimes let's talk about some of the ones that you actually had, you managed and that you booked and that you still do things with, because I know there's a few that's here in Dallas Fort Worth area that you deal with as well.
So if you look at on a large scale, like NBA All-Star Weekend, so Michael Crabtree is from Dallas, Carter High School. I'm a Carter guy. When I was a senior, he was a freshman. Crab goes to Texas Tech, he blows up. I'm in college, I graduate, I'm doing what I'm doing, and when I wanted to start my booking agency, he's the first person I thought about, celebrity that I knew. And I just tweeted him one day. He tweeted me back, followed me, called me, Christmas night. He said, let's connect. We connected. I told him what I wanted to do. He said, I'm gonna fly you out. We went to LA. I met so many celebrities. But when I was out and I was partying and doing all the stuff, while everybody was partying, I was working the room. So every celebrity like Diddy, Kevin Hart, Nelly, I'm going to the section.
We're gonna go back to what you said. You was doing what?
Working the room.
Working the room. See, that's what some people don't get. You invite somebody to a networking situation and they're sitting around drinking and eating and ain't doing anything.
Correct.
That's where they miss out, because people do know if you in those rooms, they know you somebody and you with somebody. So they're gonna actually talk to you and give you their information and their
Correct.
contact. So that's what I always tell people. And what you just said, he was working the room, but go ahead.
Yeah, man, and so it kind of just started from there. And then I met Von Miller, Super Bowl champion, and we were in Vegas right after he won the MVP, Super Bowl MVP. And Crab told him, hey man, you should have Rod run your day. I was already running my Crabtree Foundation at the time. And so Von didn't call me that year, but the following year, 2017, Von called me. He said, hey, I'm like, Von Miller on my phone. I answered the phone. And he said, hey man, I want you to run my day. And I'm like, for real? He said, yeah. We didn't talk about money, none of that. I said, I got you. He said, I'm finna put you on the phone with my mom, my dad, my brother. I said, let's do it. Put us on the text message. They said, who can do this? I got it. Who can do this? I got it. Who can do this? I got it. And I just took care of it.
They don't have to worry about nothing.
Yeah, and then you just came to the 6th annual. And I told you, Von called me in 2017.
Right.
So we've been doing that 6 years.
Yeah, and it's still growing.
Man, it's amazing.
I remember when you called me about it too, and you told me that, and we went to that point, because you know all I do every day is work.
Right.
I don't pay attention to what's going on next door, across or behind me, and none of that. And you told me Von Miller really liked Breakfast Brothers. I'm like, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. And when he came to the food
Yeah,
truck,
yeah. So that was surprising, but everybody always telling me ain't nothing surprising, but I'm just working, man, similar to yourself and what you're doing. I watch it a lot here in Dallas-Fort Worth and the entrepreneurs that we have, and we do a lot, and we do a lot for each other, and sometimes we don't do enough for each other, because sometimes everybody's a little bit worried about if they're gonna take over or do that, but everybody have their own direction. God give you your direction, God give me my direction, God give whoever, vice versa. We just gotta keep networking and, like you said, working the room. But man, we got so much more to talk about. We're gonna do it at the sit down. We're gonna get into a lot more that you have and all the upcoming events as well. In time being, we're gonna go back and see what that little short girl doing.
Today is the high school culinary competition. Now, when I say high school, I mean DeSoto, Duncanville, and Lancaster. But what we're gonna do is we're about to walk up and catch reactions from students, from parents, from teachers, because we need to know what they expect, so you know what to expect. Follow me. I'm here with
Monique.
Okay, Monique, and who you with, where you from, all of that.
I'm from New Orleans. I'm here to support my niece in her competition. Hoping she wins today.
Okay, what school she with?
On Team Duncanville.
Okay,
I'm
Duncanville.
a too, so Duncanville all the way.
Okay, I don't know. I'm a DeSoto girl, so I don't know. I'm from DeSoto. But Duncanville, we see. Okay.
I expect greatness from these young people. The ability for them to get this kind of training early in life is great. I'm a culinary grad. I went to culinary school later in the year. I wish I would have learned it back then. So I'm just looking for greatness, creativity, and amongst all, the taste.
Everybody that I'm walking up on, they don't even know what's going on. It's like, what are you doing? Oh, where are you going? We were coming to get you. All right, we ran for so long. I'm tired. All right, I'm here with, what's your name?
Nyla.
Okay, where y'all from?
DeSoto.
From DeSoto High School. Okay. Okay, represent DeSoto again, because that's my school. Okay, come on in. Okay. All right, you guys, I don't know what just happened.
I'm from Duncanville High School, and I expect today to be a learning experience for us.
Okay, now, just so they don't think I'm just playing with them, what do you know about today before you get in the kitchen?
Today, we know that it's going to be a little bit challenging for us, but I think we got it, and we know that we're going to do good.
Okay, see, I told you they don't know nothing. They don't know ingredients, they don't know nothing. They don't even know that we got a big kangaroo outside. We don't.
We're expecting to learn We expect it to be. It's gonna be very competitive, but we expect to win.
Okay.
We're gonna take the win.
So they're gonna take the W. Okay. So just so they don't think I'm playing, because people don't believe what I'm saying. Okay. What do you know about In the Kitchen today?
Actually, I don't know.
Exactly. That's what I told y'all. They don't know nothing. We're giving them all of. It's an element of surprise. Okay. I told them we had kangaroos. Do y'all know have y'all ever cooked with elephant meat? Yeah. Good. I was about to say, what was it like? Because that's not what's gonna happen today. Okay? We got Ritz crackers, ramen noodles. Okay, no.
You got shrimp, jalapeno poppers with your own dipping sauce. And you can also do it grilled or fried, your option. But the one thing that I gotta implement that y'all have to do, you have to use the Breakfast Brothers seasoning in each one of y'all's ingredients. You can prepare it, put your own little twist on it, but your advertiser in the category is shrimp, jalapeno popper with your own dipping sauce.
All right, we're here at the sit down with Mr. Rodney Baker, and he ordered chicken and French toast with a side of KOD sauce. Now, Levy Tanetta's bringing it.
So there we go, Mr. Rodney. You ready for us to feed yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh yeah, he ain't no stranger to Breakfast Brothers either, but we're gonna let him still get him a couple bites in, because we got a lot to cover. This man do everything in Dallas-Fort Worth. He probably do anything in any other city too that allow him. So
What's up?
don't change. Different location, but the same taste.
Man, it's good.
We're gonna talk and eat at the same time. Anytime you want to take a break and take a bite, you're good.
Gotcha.
But you know, we talked a little bit in the kitchen about, you know, the booking agency part of it. Just, I want to know the whole overall of just the benefits of being the underground gym. You just the underground gym to a lot of people. How does that make you feel? And let's talk a little bit about that.
Man, it's something like, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
I got a good friend and client of mine, Lady J. You know Lady J. I met her 2017. I was serving on the 30th anniversary for Williams Chicken anniversary. I was serving on the marketing team and committee, and I met her because she was the MC. She was the host for the night.
Yeah, she get it on.
And she came in, and I just met her. We connected, started doing business together. And she was like, all this time I've been in Dallas, you ain't been in Dallas. And I didn't know you, didn't know what you did, whatever. She's like, why don't you promote yourself more? I said, man, you know, it's like you can't have too many projects.
Right.
You can't work for everybody, because if you work for everybody, you ain't gonna be good to nobody. And so the business has kind of grown to where I've been referred. Like I've had a CEO refer me to another CEO, to another CEO, to another CEO. So it's not like I'm out there like sending my resume out.
So you
hey,
working
do
for
business with
everybody
me.
still.
Yeah.
And the thing is about it, you got the know-how, so it don't make a difference if you got 10 clients or 100 clients.
Right.
At that point, so that's what make you the gym to the point. You hear what he said? He said CEO to CEO. He didn't say middleman to middleman.
You're right.
So, you know, sometimes, all due respect, sometimes bosses talk to bosses. I say this a lot. And unfortunately, you know, if you're a worker, you talk to a worker. You won't talk to the middleman. That ain't no disrespect to nobody.
Disrespect.
But some people just has the know-how. In the everyday life of marketing, tell me what it is that Rodney Baker do. Just, you wake up in the morning and just your instinct of marketing.
Well, there's an old adage that states, plan to work and work to plan. And so normally what I do at night is I'm writing. Looking at Emmitt Smith one day, reading about his story. He had a dream in his head to become the greatest NFL running back.
Right.
But he said it was a dream until he wrote it down. When he wrote it down, it became a goal. He looked at it every day. So what I do in every project, in every event or planning, I plan, I write out, I pray over it. Then when I get up in the morning, take my kids to school, and then my schedule, my calendar's already booked out 2 months, 3 months. So I may have a breakfast to go to, a luncheon, a forum, a gala that day, It just depends on what I'm doing. It depends on what project I'm working on. I may go see my mom. I may go check on my grandmother. I may go pick up my daughter and my son from school at 3 o'clock. I can take my wife to breakfast. I can take her to lunch. So I have flexibility.
Right.
But I still make sure the business and stuff that I have to get done, it gets handled.
Right. That's the life of an entrepreneur.
Correct.
You still have flexibility to do those things, but then you still find the time to do those 100 things that you're doing, and creating those events. Somewhat like you created an event overnight with Von Miller that we went to, the Von Miller Day, which was amazing. In the press that I seen all over the place. You know, he was doing interviews, he was on the radio, he was on TV, he was on NBC, he was everywhere. And now you got the golf tournament that you're doing with Hawassa, Mr. Williams himself. So how long that tournament, that golf tournament, that foundation that y'all got going on, been going on?
So the one you're referencing, Mr. Parrish.
Parrish, that's
Yeah.
what, I know it's both of them, you work with
Right.
both of them.
So Hawassa Williams is founder owner of Williams Chicken.
Right.
And so Tim Williams, who is kind of right up on him, is what run all the franchise development. I'm an alpha, and so the alphas have their big golf tournament this Friday. And so I'm contracted out to kind of do sponsorships, raffles, fundraising part of it. Then we have another golf tournament on Saturday, have another event at Charlton Methodist Hospital that morning, Friday morning. And so Mr. Parrish Golf Tournament is the 3rd annual Rolling Parrish Celebrity Golf Tournament at the Golf Club of Dallas right in Oak Cliff. His McDonald's right there on Redbird. So currently he owns 24. He's owned at most 29 McDonald's in the DFW area. Wow. And so I kept saying, Mr. Parrish, we need to do a golf tournament. And let me tell you how God works. How we met because he wanted to do a golf tournament, but we never did it. And so people said, man, how do you run into a multimillionaire? And I said, you know, the morning of May of 2017, that morning, I didn't want to go to this luncheon. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm 2 years in my business, struggling a little bit too. Business wasn't as rolling as like I wanted to. Prayed to God back in March 2017. If this is what you want me to do, God, show me a sign. Got a call from Von Miller 2 weeks later. Ran his day in April 2017. Met Lady J 2017. Met Mr. Parrish the next month 2017. So that was like my year. 2017. Well, I go to my wife said, baby, you don't know who you gonna meet today. Go to the lunch. That was the spirit talking to her to tell me get up, go to the luncheon. It's somebody you got to meet today. I go to the luncheon. I'm at the luncheon at the Omnia Hotel. I'm in the bathroom, and it's Mr. Parrish right to my left.
They said $1 million deals was made on the golf course, not in no bathroom.
It's
but
in the bathroom. And so the devil spoke to me and said, don't speak to him.
Wow, that happens. Yeah.
And I didn't. We start washing our hands. You and Mr. Parrish, we're washing our hands. The Spirit says, speak to him. And I just said, Mr. Parrish. And he said, hey man, how do you know me? I said, I know of you. I said, because 3 years prior when I worked at Texas A&M Commerce in admissions and recruitment, I went to a gala and you were the keynote speaker at the Great Southwest Black Chamber of Commerce gala. He said, oh, okay. I said, I just got through serving on the Williams Chicken 30th Anniversary Committee. We missed you. He said, man, tell Mr. Williams, I was out of town, but I'm gonna send something to the office. He said, man, what do you do? I said, I have a company called High Ride Connect, celebrity booking agency, event management company, kind of doing fundraising for nonprofits. He said, do you have a card? And I tell all entrepreneurs, it don't matter where you go, I always have your card. If you don't have your card, you're not legit.
Yeah.
Gave him my card, he looked at my card. He said, man, this is nice. He said, man, I just founded my foundation, Parrish Charitable Foundation. He said, and I'm funding a clinic in Uganda named after my mother and father, and I'm looking to do a fundraiser.
In Uganda?
In Uganda, where 6,000 orphans whose parents passed away from HIV and AIDS. He said, I have a 10-year commitment to that, $60,000 a year, and I want to do a fundraiser, golf tournament. So we met that way. As we're walking to valet, I'm like, God, I gotta get his number. This is a multi-million, he's not gonna call me. And he said, let me give you my number. I'm like, oh my God. Got his number. One of his assistants, Vanessa Hill, emailed me 2 weeks later and said, Mr. Parrish, like to meet you, would you put together a proposal? I called one of my mentors. You gotta have a mentor as an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
Called Tosca Millock Lee. I don't know if you know her, you might know her. Called her. She said, I got you. She helped me with my proposal. put it together, went to his office, did a whole layout, and we started with a 7-month contract. And that 7 months in July 2017 turned into today, 6 years later, and we don't even have a contract no more.
Man,
Yeah.
so it's just going on because the strength of your business, your work ethic now.
Right.
And the thing is about it, I met both of those, Hiawatha Williams and Roland Parrish at the event.
At the Battle of the Bands.
Battle of Bands. And I met it with my publicist. They both was, and Dwayne Carroll, they was all standing right there. And as I'm walking through,
In the
she brought
suite
me
area.
over there in the suite.
Right,
I was like,
right.
wow. When I walked off, I was like, man. You know, I had like goosebumps because these brothers,
Right,
has,
30 plus years.
yeah, laid the foundation in the Dallas-Fort Worth of business entrepreneurs. And I was like, man, my hair was standing on the back of my neck. I ain't got no hair, but you know. But anyway, it was some type of energy talking to both of them, and we took a picture. It's just, man, them dudes is amazing dudes, and you connected with them that way. And people that's, I don't even want to say rich people that's well off, don't let everybody in their circle. Sir. And for you to be moving around with those guys the way you're doing, you definitely doing something right. You know, honesty is the best thing, and being loyal is the second. So,
Yes, sir.
man, what's next?
Well, we have a big project coming up, the Texas Black Rodeo, in the Fair Park. So I have another contract with the African American Museum, fundraising with them. So Texas Rangers, GM, NBC5, UTA. So a lot of sponsors I brought on board. We're going to do a salute to veterans this year. That's July 29th.
Okay.
The golf tournament, the first year we raised $53,000. Last year close to 60. This year we're probably going to be about 75.
Yeah,
80,000.
now I was getting ready to ask you that question too. In 6 weeks, you raised over $50K.
For the Texas Black Sports Hall of Fame.
What's the Texas Black Sports Hall of Fame?
So it's basically if you're a player in NFL, NBA, track, baseball, if you play in the state of Texas, they have a Texas Black Sports Hall of Fame. And
Didn't know that.
And it's through the African American Museum. And that's the thing. A lot of people didn't know that. So Dr. Robinson gives me a call and said, hey, we need your help, man. I'm like, when is the event? It's in 6 weeks. So I give him a price. Hey, I'm gonna charge you X, Y, and Z.
Right.
But I'm gonna raise you 50,000. And he said, you really can raise? I said, I'm gonna raise you 50,000. Before I sign a contract, before I do a contract, I'm gonna vet it. I'm gonna send it out. I was already getting response from the Cowboys, from the Mavericks, from the Rangers, from different companies that I'm already connected with. That said, oh yeah, we would like to sponsor, because Michael Irvin was getting inducted. So I used my connections and people that was connected to him. I said, I can raise you 50,000. I already knew I could do it.
Wow.
And so I gave him the amount of what I wanted in the contract. You pay me $5K now, pay me another $5K after, we good.
10%, 20% actually.
Right.
But the thing is about it, man, is I'm so wild about the Texas Black sports. I mean, I didn't know nothing about that. Give me a little bit more insight. We might have to do another show and bring the representatives on that.
Yeah, they're trying to. Darren Washington's been inducted, George Foreman, Drew Pearson, Everson Walls, Tim Brown.
In the Texas Black
In
Sports.
the Texas Black Sports Hall of Fame.
Wow.
So there's a Texas Sports Hall of Fame that's
Right.
in Waco. And so now you have the Texas Black Sports Hall of Fame. And Mr. Parrish has actually been the sponsor of the Texas Black Sports Hall of Fame, I think the last 12 or 13 years.
So is the Hall of Fame here in Dallas, or what city is it in?
It's in Dallas. The event
Dallas?
is here in Dallas.
Okay.
Mhm.
Man, that's big. I'm gonna get some more information on that too.
Yes, sir.
But that right there is amazing. I had no clue. So and a lot of people need to know about that. So.
Correct.
And just so everyone know, the viewers in Oklahoma City, Hiawatha Williams, he's actually, what you say, over 30 years.
35 years.
35 years is Williams Chicken is a franchise here in Dallas-Fort Worth area. I think they just started expanding now. It's in Chicago.
In Chicago, I want to say may go to Houston.
Yeah.
It's in Arkansas, and then it's like 30 plus here in Dallas.
Right.
Dallas-Fort
And
Worth.
that's Hiawatha Williams. He's the CEO and founder of Williams Chicken. And then the next gentleman he's speaking on is Roland Parrish. He's actually McDonald's franchisee. And he on what, 25?
24 now.
24 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And man, he has so many accolades to where we'll run out of time
Right.
trying to tell what those two guys are doing. But man, it's amazing. Man, I just want to applaud you and keep doing what you're doing, man. You know, everyone, this is Rodney Baker. Tell everybody how they can keep up with you and keep intact.
Check out my IG at Hot Rod Connects, at HRC_CEO, or go to my website, www.hotrodconnects.com.
It's amazing, man, to know. I've always known about you, known what it is you do, but just like you said earlier, Lady J, you don't promote as much. But now you're starting to be more visible than what it is that you do for Dallas Fort Worth.
And I tell people all the time, like I tell Mr. Parrish, I tell Mr. Williams, I tell Lady J, Von Miller, everybody I've worked with and had contracts and projects. I always say thank you for the opportunity, because people don't have to give you opportunity.
No.
So you got to say thank you for that opportunity. So when you give me the opportunity, I'm gonna show up.
Yeah. And show out. Yeah. I've seen your events, and they big time events. I'm talking about national looking exposure events. And man, I commend you. And like I said, I've been sponsor on a couple of them. I'm being part of the golf tournament that y'all bringing up, and many more that you have coming up. I mean, you talked about it.
Yes, sir.
Just let me know, and I'm in.
And I appreciate you.
Oh yeah, real talk. And once again, everybody, we got to end. I hate to end. I can talk to Rodney Baker for 30 more minutes. But if you want anything that you seen today, chicken and waffles, French toast and chicken, our special sauces, we got it on the menu. Come join our team, please, y'all. We got 3 locations. Our foundation is Arlington, Texas. We 6 days a week, close on Tuesdays, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Our next location in the Redbird area, 3704 West Camp Wisdom, Dallas, Texas, 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. there. And our newest concept is Breakfast Brothers Express, all takeout, all your third-party deliveries, online ordering, and also overnight and early a.m. So if you lead a nightclub or a concert on the weekends, you can get breakfast. From Breakfast Brothers, you can get catfish, you can get collard greens, you can get fried lobster tails, or a lobster roll at 3 in the morning. Until then, stay tuned. Next week, I'm your host, Ricky Booker.
Now at Breakfast Brothers Arlington, you can charge your Tesla right here and have a delicious meal while you wait. Come and check us out right here at 130 East Bardin Road, Arlington, Texas. Hope to see you soon.